Yo, what is up, guys? This is Rise, and welcome to another video. In today's video, you're going to see a trainer who experienced something that I'm sure a lot of you have experienced, something that I've experienced, where you're trying to hit that legend rank, you're awfully close, and you just can't seem to get past that threshold. Ricardo, aka Desinked, was right at the fringe of legend for weeks, maybe even over a month, and he finally was able to cross the barrier. He was really struggling at times. He was venting to some of us, his teammates, his friends, feeling like, have I lost it? I feel like I'm not playing as well as I used to play. And this is coming from a player who literally hit #1 on the Go Battle leaderboard just last season or the season prior. I forget which season. But it is a good testament of a trainer that was really struggling. I'm sure I've been there. I literally have a joke on my stream where whenever I'm approaching Legend, I say Legend Push episode 1 of like a 57-part docuseries, because you never know how many tries it's going to take to get past that Legend. So Ricardo was struggling for a while, and he finally crossed that barrier. And if you are trying to hit Veteran and Expert, you're like, Rise, I just can't see. Every time I get close, I fall back down. Persevere. Try your best. Try to learn from your mistakes. Try to break down if you feel like you are seeing certain mons a lot that your team struggles against. Maybe if you're making plays that don't seem ideal, and try to persevere. So all that said, let's get into the battles. And Ricardo was seeing a lot of very toxic teams, one might add. Toxic teams featuring Wigglytuff, Bastiodon, and Shadow Victory Bell specifically. I don't know if that's the new how to get to Legend, is just run those 3 Pokemon and tap, fast move your way to victory. I lost to Tommy Love the other day running that team, and I just like top lefted. Actually, no, I was so frustrated. I didn't even top left. I just closed my app. And here we go. Ricardo is going to see a lot of toxic teams, and he ran this team with Venusaur for a while. And it's not a team that makes the most sense. It has a lot of weaknesses. Rise, how does he beat this? How does he beat that? Yes, Carlos. There's a lot of teams that this team is weak to, but it's the one Ricardo was sticking with. And he's playing Rubik's Master right here, who was the 2nd place in the world finisher last year, if you're unfamiliar. Lost to Itzaxen in the World Championship final. Rubik's Master is a stud of a battler. Aerial Ace is going to chip away at the Talonflame. And luckily for Ricardo, Rubik's Master doesn't have a Mandibuzz answer. If the Talonflame had swapped out, this game would have been probably over. But luckily, he's going to be able to farm down here with Trev. Oh, but his opponent gets the... Oh, man. Rubik's gets the damage registration error. So Ricardo has to use a shield. That's brutal. And we're going to see him go for a Seed Bomb bait here. But that damage registration error is really bad because he has to expend an extra shield. And like Ricardo theoretically would still have a shield at this point of the game if that damage registration error didn't happen. Seed Bomb gets shielded. At this point, he's in a pretty rough spot. This Trev has so much energy. Probably would get to 2 Shadow Balls anyway. So he decides to go for the bait call as like an only potential win con here. And he's going to get Shadow Clawed down. So all the frustrations of struggling in the Go Battle League, plus damage registration error, some lag kind of getting in his way. Let's see if he can keep himself composed and come back. Here we go. Venusaur into Venusaur. And down 0-1 in the set. Let's see how he's able to respond. This is always a bit of a bait game. He's going to shield, and they bait the Frenzy Plant like a savage. Very savage bait by the opponent. Sludge Bomb coming through. Let's see if they decide to use a Protect Shield. No, they're going to let it go, and the Frenzy Plant connects, loses the charge attack priority. So this lead matchup going probably about as rough as it could. He's down a shield. He loses the charge attack priority. But if they let it go, at least he'll win switch advantage. So at least he wins switch advantage. He can line things up the way he wants. And right here, you just got to stay and you get to the Frenzy, which is huge because you get a shield back and you'll be able to align your Mandibuzz onto the Jellicent. So suddenly this went from bad to looking pretty good. And oh, baby, there's a Swampert in the back and that is game over. ABA Grass against the double water team. Able to come away with the dub. Yeah, these battles went kind of fast, so this won't be the longest video in the world. And I think this might be where the toxicity starts arising. And we see the Wigglytuff with the bow entering the battlefield. In comes the Bastiodon swap. And notice how Ricardo is going to chip it first with a Frenzy Plant. If he goes straight into Trev, that's not super comfortable for the Trevenant. So he's going to throw Frenzy to grab a shield advantage for Trev and then swap in. Bastiodon going to throw a move. Got to respect the Flamethrower. You have to keep switch advantage against this team, right? Because that Mandibuzz cannot afford to be matched up against the Wigglytuff. That would be a loss in the making. Trevenant with one eye, the little Cyclops looking thing. Cyclops tree. Going for another Shadow Ball here. Hopefully this is enough to knock out the Bastiodon if it connects. Shadow Ball does knock out. And you'll get a little bit of chip off against this Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff will charm down, though, and start to approach that Icy Wind, which will threaten the Venusaur. So this game's not quite over. It's going to depend on what's in back, but we're assuming we know what's in back, right? Do you guys know what's in back? I think I know what's in back. Not just because I made this video, but because of the first two Pokemon. I think it's probably a Shadow Victory Bell in back. And Wiggly going to throw the Icy Wind here, grabbing the final shield from Venusaur. Icy Wind goes off, and look, there is a Shadow Victory Bell. What do you know? Top left incoming. And, yeah, this team, Shadow Venusaur, might be one of the best Pokemon in the game to break apart the toxic Bastiodon lines. Beats Wigglytuff very hard, of course. Beats Shadow Victory Bell. I wonder if Shadow Victory Bell can two-shield Razor Leaf through, maybe a few Acid Spray, I'm not sure. But, beats Bastiodon as long as shields are up. If shields are down, Bastiodon would win that. Here we go. Next opponent, the set is 2-1. 2-1. A 3-1 might be enough. A 4-1 would for sure be enough, because he's 12 points away from Legend. Leads against the Bastiodon here, and here's where I talk about Venu. As long as shields are in play, this is a pretty solid matchup for Venu, because Frenzy Plant from a Shadow Venu, nearly 2 shots after all the Vine Whip damage. Shields the Flamethrower, in comes the Victory Bell, and actually going to build up a ton of energy to have more energy for later before he swaps in. Goes with a Sludge Bomb, and actually going to get off 2 Sludge Bombs. And check this out. Check this play out from Ricardo. He's going to get off both Sludge Bombs, and he's going to let himself get farmed down. Rise, why isn't he swapping? He's not swapping because he doesn't want his Mandibuzz to be switch-locked against the Bastiodon. If he had swapped and taken out the Vic, then Bastiodon just comes right back in and completely farms down the Mandibuzz. By doing this, he's going to be able to knock out the Victory Bell, and he still can switch and get out of that Bastiodon matchup. So see him already queuing the switch button, expecting Bastiodon to come in. He's already queuing the switch. In comes Trev, and it's a double Razor Leaf team with Tropius here. And Trevenant, if this was an Air Slash Tropius, this would not be as comfortable, but should be in a pretty good spot here against a Razor Leaf Tropius. And you'll see Ricardo on point with his counts. He's gonna overfarm here a bunch before knocking out the Tropius, because he wants energy to threaten that Bastiodon. And of course, it takes Tropius a while to get to a move. Same with Bastiodon, of course. Seed Bomb at this range is enough, despite being double resisted. Shadow Ball won't quite knock out from this range, but it'll put Bastiodon really low, where Shadow Claws might be enough to farm down. And let's see, Trev going for the farm down, actually reaches the Seed Bomb right before going down, and is going to deliver the blow, knocks out Basti, and that is a G to the G. That puts Ricardo at 3-1, which already might be enough for Legend, but you never know. Sometimes you might get gypped, you might get 10, 11 points from a 3-2. So this game right here, to secure it without a doubt, Legend, to secure the 100% faux show Legend rank. Here we go. 3-1, going for the 4-1. Hang PJs as the opponent, and Hang PJs running another toxic team. Wigglytuff with the lead. Bastiodon swap. We've seen this situation before. Everybody's running toxic teams. Frenzy Plant going through. This one connects. Hang PJ's electing to save his shields rather than expend one there. He's probably going to save it for the Shadow Victory Bell, which we're assuming is in the back. Shields up the Flamethrower. Will Ricardo be able to knock out the Bastiodon before it reaches another charge move? That's kind of what he's hoping for here. Shadow Ball puts it low. I think he's going to get the farm down here. And now he's going to be able to chip away at this Wiggly. But the awkward thing is Wiggly's going to come out of this with energy. And Wiggly will probably be able to Icy Wind the Venusaur, maybe before Venusaur can throw a move at Wiggly. So the game's not 100% over yet, but I think Ricardo's in a pretty good spot. Seed Bomb coming through. That new Seed Bomb, that new Grass charge move animation. Wiggly gets the farm. Going to get off the Icy before going down. Ricardo wants to expend that last shield. He thinks there's a Shadow Victory Bell in the back, and that's exactly what it is. Could have thrown the Sludge. He just decides to go right away since he's debuffed. And that is a G2, the G4-1 set. Facing off against, was it 3 consecutive Toxic teams that were basically the same? Shadow Vic, Bastiodon, 2 Wigglies, and then 1 was just double Razor Leaf. Unreal. The gall on these trainers these days. I don't know who started the toxicity, but Ricardo was able to overcome it in a fitting way to hit Legend. He stayed persistent, and he got the Legend rank still relatively early in the season. Like, what are we, about halfway through the season? Maybe a little over halfway. Yeah, he got it done as we all knew he would. And he can stop complaining to us. Just kidding, Ricardo. Complain all you want. But hopefully that helps him get a little bit of that swagger back, as they say, since he was a little bit like riled, stressed about not being able to hit Legend, and he got it done. And the same thing applies, I think, to whatever rank you're trying to hit, whether that's Ace rank, Veteran rank, Expert rank, or of course Legend rank in the Go Battle League. You're gonna have your ebbs and flows. You're going to have ruts. I feel like I have ruts all the time in the Go Battle League. I've currently been in the 2900s for a while. Like, I hit Legend fairly early, probably within the first several hundred people to hit Legend, but I haven't like gained that much. I don't think I've been over 3100 this season. So I've also had the opposite, right? I've had the opposite where I didn't hit Legend till like really late in the season, and then I ended up getting like super high in the leaderboard, like number 2 in the leaderboard at the end of the season. So ebbs and flows in the Go Battle. It's a game of runs, like my basketball fans that follow the channel. And yeah, it's a game of runs. It's just like basketball. It's the same exact thing, basically. Not really. I don't think Charizard probably knows what a basketball is. But if he did, that'd be a scary sight, because he'd be pretty fast down the court. Be like De'Aaron Fox. Anyway, we're going off the rails. Thank you, Ricardo, for letting me use your footage in the video. Congratulations on Levin. Can we get a congrats to Ricardo in the comments on hitting Legend? Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're new, comment down below. All comments are appreciated. Share it with your friends. Check out the videos about to pop up. And all that said, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.